skies traded blue for something softer, something deep, the kind of color that you only catch before you sleep. I'm sitting on the porch with nothing planned and nothing due, just watching Twilight do the thing the Twilight likes to do. The neighbors' lights are coming on like candles down the street, and somewhere in the distance someone's playing something sweet. The world gets honest when the daylight disappears, and the only thing worth hearing is the music in my ears. The noise of living fades away, the rushing finally stops, and all that's left is evening air. An acoustic guitar drops. First star tonight, make a wish on me. First star tonight, set my worries free. The day is done, the night is young, the guitar's in my hands. First star tonight, the world finally understands. The coffee's getting cold, but I don't mind. It's just a prop, an excuse to sit a little longer, never wanna stop. The crickets started tuning up like they've been waiting all day long to join the evening orchestra with their familiar song. A breeze just moved the wind chime and it harmonized with me, and suddenly this porch became the only place to be. The world gets softer when the sun lets go its grip, and the only thing worth saying is on my fingertip. The pressure of the daytime melts like sugar in the rain, and all that's left is this guitar and the melody in my veins. First star tonight, shining just for me. First star tonight, this is where I'm free. The chords are ringing out across the fading evening sky. First star tonight, this is my lullaby. Every evening has a moment where the light and dark agree to share the sky for just a breath, just long enough to see. The beauty lives in the between, in the almost and the near, and the first star of the evening is the proof that peace is here. So I'll strum a little softer, let the melody unwind, and let the first star tonight be the soundtrack of my mind. First star tonight, I found what I came for. First star tonight, I don't need anything more. The guitar, the evening, the silence and the sky. First star tonight, this is the reason why. This is the reason why. The reason why. First star. First star. porch lights buzzing like it's humming along with me. The moths are dancing circles and the night is wild and free. I've got my guitar on my knee and your name between my teeth, and I'm singing to the darkness like the darkness wants to meet. The rocking chair is creaking like a metronome of wood, and every creak's a heartbeat from a love that's understood. I'm not a singer, I'm not a poet, I'm not the eloquent type, but give me 6 strings and a porch light, and I'll serenade the night. I'll play the chords I know by heart, the same 3 every time, but somehow in the evening air those 3 chords sound divine. Porch light serenade, I'm singing to the moon. Porch light serenade, a simple little tune, no stage, no crowd, no microphone, just me and the open air. Porch light serenade, wishing you were here. The neighbor's cat just wandered by and sat beside my feet, like even cats appreciate a man who plays offbeat. I messed the bridge up twice, but hey, the stars don't seem to care. They just keep shining anyway. The universe is fair. I wrote a verse about your smile between the 2nd and the 3rd, and sang it to the fireflies. They were my only herd. I'm not a rock star, I'm not a genius, I'm not the headline kind, but give me this old porch and a warm night, and I'll unravel my mind. I'll play until my fingers ache, until the morning dew, 'cause every note I play tonight is a love letter to you. Porch light serenade, just a boy and his guitar. Porch light serenade, underneath the stars. No fancy words, no grand design, just an honest prayer. Porch light serenade, pretending you're right there. And if you ever drive past on some random evening ride and hear a clumsy melody floating from the outside, that's me still playing, still swaying, still hoping that you'll know that every porch light serenade is a song I'll never let go. The crickets are my backing band, the moon's my spotlight glow, and this porch light serenade is the best show that I know. Porch light serenade, one more song before I'm done. Porch light serenade, underneath the midnight sun. No applause, no encore, just the silence and the care. Porch light serenade, the music's always there. The music's always there. Always there. One more chord, one more. We don't need to talk tonight, the silence says enough. Your Your shoulder on my shoulder, and the evening's not so rough. The book you brought is open, but you haven't turned a page. You're just existing next to me, and that's my favorite stage.
The tea is getting lukewarm, and the blanket's sliding down,
but neither one of us is moving. We've perfected standing ground. Not every moment needs a soundtrack or a word. Sometimes the quietest company is the loudest thing I've heard. Not every evening needs a plan or a destination set. Sometimes just sitting side by side is the best it's gonna get. Quiet company, that's all I need tonight. Quiet company, holding on to the light. No conversation, no agenda, no, we need to talk. Quiet company, the most beautiful walk.
You yawned and leaned a little closer, didn't say a thing. I put my arm around your waist like it's a natural swing. The clock is ticking somewhere, but we've both agreed to lie and pretend that time is something that the quiet can defy.
Your breathing's getting slower, and I think you're almost gone.
But even in your sleeping,
you're the best thing I lean on. Not every love song needs a chorus or a scream. Sometimes the softest kind of love is a shared and silent dream. Not every hero needs a spotlight or a stage. Sometimes just being present is the bravest kind of brave. Quiet company, breathing side by side. Quiet company, nothing left to hide. No performance, no pretending, no masks upon our face. Quiet company, our most honest place.
the world is live from 9 to 5. It screams from every screen, but here between the two of us, it's the softest place I've been.
And when the morning comes and noise invades again, I'll carry this quiet company like a song beneath my skin.
Because the people who can sit in silence without fear
are the ones who found a love that doesn't need the world to hear. Quiet company, the loudest love I know. Quiet company, the gentlest place to go. No fireworks, no declarations, no confetti in the air. Quiet company, you're my answered prayer, my answered prayer, my answered prayer. Quiet, 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 quiet.
No, 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 no. My fingers found a pattern and they won't let go tonight. A rhythm in the wood grain and it's pulling at the light. I started with a whisper, just a chord without a name. But strum by strum, it's building into to something I can't tame. The room is dark, the amp is off, it's just the wood and wire. But somewhere in the resonance I found my quiet fire. I don't know where the song is going, that's the beauty of the night. No producer, no direction, just the feeling and the fight. I don't know what these lyrics mean, they're falling out like rain. But strum by strum they're building to a melody of pain and gain. Strum by strum, I'm finding who I am. Strum by strum, no audience, no plan, just six strings and the truth that only midnight understands. Strum by strum, the guitar's in my hands, the calluses on my fingers are the medals that I wear. Each one a song I played when nobody else was there. The pick is worn and bending from the hours it's been through, but every scratch upon its face is something beautiful and true. I play until my wrist is sore, until the sun peeks in, and realize the song I wrote is where I've always been. I don't know who will hear this, maybe no one, maybe all, but the playing isn't for the crowd, it's for the quiet call. I don't know if it's any good, but good was never why. It's strum by strum, it's note by note, it's learning how to fly. Strum by strum, the night is mine to own. Strum by strum, I'm never quite alone, just six strings and the honesty the darkness always brings. Strum by strum, I'm everything I sing. Every musician knows this moment, 2 a.m. and wide awake, when the music stops performing and the music starts to make something real, something raw, something nobody else has found. Just a human and a guitar making the most beautiful sound. No likes, no streams, no algorithm telling me I'm right. Just strum by strum, by strum by strum, until the morning light. Strum by strum, this is why I play. Strum by strum, not for fame, not for pay, just six strings and the silence and the feeling in my chest. Strum by strum, this is me at my best. This is me at my best, my best, my best, at my best. Strum, strum, oh, strum, da 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 da, strum, strum.
There's a glass beside my notebook and a chord I keep returning to. E minor, always E minor, when I'm thinking about you. The ice is melting slowly, like the memories I hold, and every sip burns beautiful, like a story being told. The bartender went home an hour ago, I've got the key. He trusts me with the silence, it's the safest place to be. One more sip, one more strum, one more line upon the page. I'm writing something honest in my most dishonest stage. One more chord, one more word, one more reason not to sleep, because the songs that come at midnight are the ones I get to keep. Whiskey and a chord, that's my therapy tonight. Whiskey and a chord, making wrong things feel alright. I don't need a doctor, don't need advice from a friend. whiskey and a chord, the only medicine that mends. I wrote your name in the margin, but I crossed it out with care. Not because I don't remember, because I remember everywhere. The glass is almost empty, and the song is almost done. But finishing means leaving, and I'm not ready to run. The lamplight in the corner throws my shadow on the wall, a silhouette of someone who's still learning how to fall. One more taste, one more phrase, one more honest confession. I'm pouring out my heart into a late night acoustic session. One more note, one more hope, one more prayer to the ceiling. Because the songs that hurt the most are the ones that do the healing. Whiskey and a chord, my companions after dark. Whiskey and a chord, lighting matches in the park. I don't need a stadium, don't need a sold-out show. Whiskey and a chord, the only stage I'll ever know. They say drinking alone is sad, they say playing alone is worse, but they've never felt the beauty of a self-composed verse. Poured out at midnight with nobody left to judge, just the honest sound of living and refusing not to budge. So here's to every lonely player in that corner of the world. Your midnight song is beautiful, let every note unfurl. Whiskey and a chord, last call, last song. Whiskey and a chord, this is where I belong. The glass is empty now, but the music's still alive. Whiskey and a chord, the reason I survive. The reason I survive. The reason I survive. One more chord, one more. The moonlight's drawing patterns on the floor beside my bed, like someone's writing sheet music that only night has read. I pick the guitar up and follow where the silver leads, my fingertips translating what the moonlight plants as seeds. Each fret becomes a stepping stone across a silver stream, and every note I play tonight becomes a waking dream. There's a language spoken only after dark, where the fingertips and moonlight leave their mark. It doesn't need translation, doesn't need a dictionary page. It just needs the quiet courage to step onto the stage. Fingertips and moonlight, writing songs I'll never name. Fingertips and moonlight, nothing here is ever the same. Every night's a new composition, every shadow's a new chord. Fingertips in moonlight, the most beautiful reward. I close my eyes and let my hands decide where they should go. They know the fretboard better than my conscious mind could know. A minor seventh leading to a place I've never been, the kind of destination only midnight lets you in. The curtain moves, the moonbeam shifts, the melody evolves, and somewhere in the darkness a piece of me dissolves. There's a magic only happening when no one's looking on, where the fingertips in moonlight write a never-ending song. It doesn't need an audience, doesn't need a streaming count. It just needs the open window and the moon's eternal fount. Fingertips in moonlight painting on the air. Fingertips in moonlight, music everywhere. Every night's a canvas, every silence is a sound. Fingertips in moonlight, the most sacred ground. I wonder if the moon knows that it's conducting from above a symphony of lonely hearts who play for lonely love. I wonder if the silver light that touches on my strings is the same light touching someone else who plays and softly sings. Because midnight musicians are a tribe that never meets, but we're all playing the same song on our different lonely streets. Fingertips in moonlight, one more song before the dawn. Fingertips in moonlight, carry me along. Every night's a miracle I didn't plan or see. Fingertips in moonlight, this is home to me. This is home to me. Home to me. Fingertips, moonlight.
At 1 a.m. I get dangerously honest with myself. I pull the thoughts down from the top shelf, the ones I hide at breakfast, the ones I bury at my desk. At 1 a.m. they line up and they couldn't care less. I said I miss my mother to the ceiling fan above. I said I'm scared of failing to the guitar that I love. The daylight version edits everything I feel, but 1 a.m.'s the only hour that demands the real. No filter, no revision, no I probably shouldn't say, just the raw unedited director's cut of my day. Things I say at 1 a.m. I never say at noon. Things I say at 1 a.m. underneath the moon. I'm braver in the dark, I'm honest with the night. Things I say at 1 a.m. the only things that feel right. I told my guitar that I'm lonely even when I'm not alone. I told the empty room I'm tired of pretending I've got it sewn. I admitted that the confidence I wear is just a coat, and underneath I'm just a kid who memorizes notes. I said I love too hard and I forgive too fast, and 1 a.m.'s judge whose verdict's gonna last. The morning version smiles and says that everything is fine, but 1 a.m. posts truth like someone else's cheapest wine. No pride, no reputation, no persona to protect, just the beautiful disaster of a heart that won't deflect. Things I say at 1 a.m. I'd never post online. Things I say at 1 a.m. crossing every line. I'm softer in the shadows, I'm real without the fight. Things I say at 1 a.m. the truest things I write. So here's to every 1 a.m. confession in the dark, to every tear that fell between the verses and the parts, to every time I said the thing I was too proud to speak, to every guitar string that held me up when I was weak. Because the bravest songs are written when nobody's awake, and the truest words are spoken for our own survival's sake. Things I say at 1 a.m. I'll say them one more time. Things I say at 1 a.m. they're messy but they're mine. I'm human in the darkness, I'm honest in the night. Things I say at 1 a.m. thank God for 1 a.m. light. Thank God for 1 a.m. Thank God for 1 a.m. One more truth, one more.
I've been hiding this melody inside my chest for weeks. It lives between my ribs, and it's the reason that I can't sleep. I wrote it on a napkin at the coffee shop on 3rd, and every word I scribbled was the truth I've never heard. It's not a perfect song, the bridge is shaky and the verse is long, but every imperfection is the proof that it's where you belong. I've written songs for strangers, I've written songs for me, but I've never written one for someone I was scared to let it be. 'Cause giving you a song is giving you the key to every room inside my heart that no one else can see. This is the song I wrote for you on a Tuesday night alone. This is the song I wrote for you with a guitar and a phone. Every chord's a piece of me I'm handing you to hold. This is the song I wrote for you, the bravest thing I know. Practiced it 100 times inside my bedroom walls. I sang it to the mirror, and I sang it down the halls. I changed the second verse 11 times to get it right, but right just means I'm stalling, 'cause I'm terrified tonight. What if you don't like it? What if you don't understand? What if the most honest thing I've made just slips right through your hands? I've played for crowds before, I've played for empty chairs, but playing this for you means standing completely bare. Because a song for someone isn't just a melody or rhyme, it's saying here's my soul unedited, one listen at a time. This is the song I wrote for you, imperfect and afraid. This is the song I wrote for you, every note a serenade, every pause is a heartbeat that I'm giving you to keep. This is the song I wrote for you, from my shallow to my deep. And if you close your eyes and listen really close, you'll hear the part where I almost quit. That's the part I love the most, because almost quitting means I almost let the fear win. But I kept strumming through the shaking, and I let the song begin. So here it is, all 6 strings, and a voice that's barely there. The song I wrote for you, my most terrifying prayer. This is the song I wrote for you, and now it's yours to own. This is the song I wrote for you. You're never listening alone. Every note's a promise that I mean more than I show. This is the song I wrote for you, the greatest gift I know.
You play an open tune, I play standard like the rules. You strum with your whole body, I pick notes like fragile jewels. We shouldn't sound good together, every textbook says we're wrong. But somehow when we play it once, we write the greatest song. Your rhythm's unpredictable,
mine's locked inside a grid,
but the space where our mistakes collide is where the magic hid. Music isn't made by the notes that fill the space, it's made by all the silence in between that sets the pace. The pauses are the breathing room where harmony is found, and between the chords is where we built our common ground. Between the chords, that's where we live. Between the chords, that's all we have to give. Not the notes we play, but the space we leave to breathe. Between the chords, that's where I found you, where you found me. I play too fast when I'm excited, you slow down when you're sad. I add too many flourishes, you play the chords you have. But when I rush, you pull me back, and when you drag, I push. And somewhere in the tension is the music's sweetest hush. We taught each other patience through the language of the frets, and every jam session together is the best love letter yet. Music isn't made by the loudest one who plays, it's made by those who listen first and speak in quiet ways. The rest are just as holy as the notes upon the staff. And between the chords is where we learn to cry and laugh. Between the chords, that's where love grows. Between the chords, that's what nobody knows. Not the solo, but the harmony. Not the stage, but the wings. Between the chords, that's where the real music sings. And when the world gets loud and everything's a fight, we come back to the living room and play into the night. No words needed, no argument, no score left to keep, just 2 guitars, 4 hands, and a silence running deep. Because the best relationships aren't built on what you say, They're built between the chords of every ordinary day. Between the chords, that's our sacred space. Between the chords, no one can replace. Not the melody, but the moment when we both decide to pause. Between the chords, the most beautiful cause. The most beautiful cause. The most beautiful cause. Between just stopped like someone pressed the pause on everything. The gutters drip like metronomes. The aftermath is glistening. I opened up the window and the air tasted like new. Like the sky just took a shower and decided to debut. The streetlights catch the puddles and they multiply the glow. And suddenly, the 3 a.m. I dreaded is a show. There's a moment after rainfall when the world holds its breath, when the only sound remaining is the echo of what's left. And in that pocket of perfection, in that second of release, my guitar finds a melody that sounds a lot like peace. 3 a.m. and the rain stopped, everything is clear. 3 a.m. and the rain stopped, nothing left to fear. The clouds moved on, the stars came out, the air is fresh and bright. 3 a.m. and the rain stopped, and so did all my fights. The neighbor's windshield wipers stuck, still swishing left and right, like it didn't get the memo that the storm is done tonight. A dog is barking somewhere at the thunder that is past, and I'm just sitting here with my guitar, grateful it didn't last. The page I tried to write on all night long is finally dry, and the words are coming easier now that the storm said goodbye. There's a wisdom after tempest that the sunshine never brings, when the only thing still standing is the truth beneath your wings. And in that holy silence, after everything came down, my guitar found a rhythm that sounds a lot like my own ground. 3 a.m. and the rain stopped, washed away the doubt. 3 a.m. and the rain stopped. This is what it's about. The mess is gone, the air is clean, the night is on my side. 3 a.m. and the rain stopped, and I've got nothing left to hide. Maybe storms aren't punishments, maybe they're resets. Maybe 3 a.m.'s the hour when the universe forgets all the things you said and did that kept you up at night, and gives you back a blank page and a single porch light. So thank you to the thunder, thank you to the because the silence after rainfall is what I was waiting for. 3 a.m. and the rain stopped, and I can finally breathe. 3 a.m. and the rain stopped, and I'm starting to believe that after every downpour there's a quiet kind of grace. 3 a.m. and the rain stopped, and I found my place. I found my place. Found my place. The rain stopped.
I started writing something beautiful around midnight or so. The first verse came like breathing. The second verse was slow. The chorus had a melody that made my chest feel wide. But somewhere after the bridge, the inspiration died. I tried to force the ending, but the song said not tonight. And I sat there with my guitar, holding something half alight. Maybe not everything is meant to reach the final bar. Maybe some songs are beautiful exactly where they are. Maybe the unfinished ones are the ones that matter most, because they're still alive, still breathing, still a host. Unfinished song, and that's okay. Unfinished song, I'll come back someday. Not every melody needs a period at the end. Unfinished song, my most honest friend. I've got a folder full of haves and almost there's and maybes, a graveyard of ideas that could have been somebody's babies. But I don't see them as failures, I see them as the roots of every finished song that grew from their abandoned shoots. The verse I wrote at 17 lives in a song I wrote last week, and the bridge I quit at 22 became my greatest peak. Maybe not everything is meant to be complete. Maybe some beauty lives in the in-between, the bittersweet. Maybe the unresolved ones are the truest things I've played, because life itself is unfinished, and I'm not afraid. Unfinished song, still humming in my head. Unfinished song, I'll finish when I'm ready, not when I'm led. Not every story needs a bow tied at the end. Unfinished song, my most patient friend. So here's to every artist with a drawer full of drafts, to every melody that's hanging on by half, to every chorus missing its last line. You're not broken, you're work in progress, and that's divine, because the best songs aren't always the ones that end with grace. Sometimes the best songs are the ones still looking for their place. Unfinished song, and I'll leave you as you are.
play the melody, I'll play the ground beneath your feet. You take the high road, I'll make sure the bass is sweet. We bought these guitars on the same day, different shops, different towns, but here they are, side by side, making the same sounds. Your capo's on the 3rd fret,
Mine is on the 5th.
but the blend is something neither of us could ever gift.
Some people fall in love on dance floors or in parks, but we fell in love somewhere between the G and the A sharp. Some people share a kiss beneath the stars to seal the deal, but we shared a chord progression and it made forever real. 2 guitars, 1 room,
And nothing else matters.
2 guitars, 1 room. Through the silence and the chatter,
You strum and I follow, I pick and you lead.
2 guitars, 1 room, everything we need. You taught me bar chords on a Sunday when my fingers wouldn't bend. You held my hand against the fretboard like a patient, loving friend. I taught you finger picking when your strumming got too loud, and somewhere in the teaching we became each other's crowd. Our guitars have scratches from the nights we played too hard, but every mark's a memory and every dent's a card. Some people write their vows on paper, framed and neat,
But we wrote ours in music.
every measure, every beat. Some people promise forever in a church with flowers and light,
But we promised it with 2 guitars on a
random Wednesday night. 2 guitars, 1 room,
and the world can wait outside.
2 guitars, 1 room. There's nothing left to hide.
You harmonize my chaos, I rhythm out your fear.
2 guitars, 1 room. The only home I need is here.
And when we're old and our fingers don't move the way they should,
We'll still sit in this room
and play the best we could.
The tempo might be slower,
The key might shift a tone,
but 2 guitars in 1 room means we're never alone.
So play me something beautiful,
And I'll play something true,
and somewhere in between those songs,
I'll always find you. 2 guitars, 1 room,
this is our cathedral.
2 guitars, 1 room. Nothing else is needful.
You play, I play, we play.
The music never ends. 2 guitars, 1 room. Lovers and best friends. Lovers and best friends. Best friends. Best friends. 2 guitars, 1 room.
My eyelids weigh 1,000 tons, but I've got one more song. The kind that doesn't rush the ending, doesn't push along. It's 4 a.m. and every thought is softened at the edge, like stones that spent a century beside the river's ledge. The guitar's getting heavier, my grip is getting loose, but the melody's too beautiful to call a truce. One more verse, just one, before the morning takes control. One more strum, just one, to quiet down my soul. The pillow's calling louder than the chorus in my head, but the last song before sleeping is the one I'll never forget. The last song before sleep, the sweetest one I'll play. The last song before sleep, at the very end of day, when everything is quiet and the world's already gone. The last song before sleep is the most important one. I played through anger earlier, I played through joy at 10, I played through doubt at midnight, through confusion and through when. But this final offering before the dreams begin is the song that holds no purpose other than to let peace in. No message, no agenda, no statement to be made, just a human with a guitar saying thank you for today. One more note, just one, before my fingers go to rest. One more breath, just one, to give the evening all my best. The blanket's winning and the stars are tucking in the sky, but the last song before sleeping is my favorite kind of high. The last song before sleep, the gentlest I can give. The last song before sleep, the softest way to live. When everything surrenders and the noise has come undone. The last song before sleep, and tomorrow we'll play one. Good night to every chord that held me up today. Good night to every lyric that helped me find my way. Good night to every string that vibrated my pain. Good night to music. See you tomorrow again. The guitar case closes gently, like a prayer being said, and the last song before sleeping plays forever in my head. The last song before sleep, it's already fading out. The last song before sleep, this is what it's all about. Not the fame, not the streams, not the numbers on a screen. The last song before sleep, the most honest thing I've been. The most honest thing. Good night. Good night. Good night.
I know tonight feels longer than any night before. I know the ceiling's staring back. I know you're on the floor. I know the thoughts are circling like birds without a tree. But I promise you this darkness isn't all that there will be. The guitar in the corner isn't just a piece of wood. It's proof that something beautiful can come from where you stood. Just hold on one more minute, one more breath, one more try. The night is almost over, even if you can't see the sky. Just play one more chord, sing one more line, hum one more tune. Because the dawn is patient, and it's coming very soon. Morning will come, I promise you it will. Morning will come, so breathe and hold still. The night was heavy, but the sunrise doesn't weigh a thing. Morning will come, and it will teach you how to sing. I've had my share of midnights where I thought the sun had quit, where every chord I played fell flat and nothing seemed to fit. But every single time, and I mean every single one, the morning came like clockwork and reminded me I'm not done. The birds don't check if you've been crying, they just sing because they can. And the light doesn't ask for permission, it just shows up with a plan. Just hold on one more moment, one more sigh, one more prayer. The darkness doesn't own you, even though it's everywhere. Just rest your head, put down the guitar, let the strings go slack. Because the morning's coming, and it always has your back. Morning will come, it always does somehow. Morning will come, not tomorrow, now. The night was endless, but the ending's just a crack of gold. Morning will come, the greatest story told. And when the light creeps in between the curtain's edge and paints a stripe of gold across the bedroom ledge, you'll know that every midnight has a morning built inside. And every song you played tonight was worth the ride. So put the guitar down, the serenade is done. Close your eyes and trust the world. Morning will come. Morning will come, it's already on its way. Morning will come, carrying a brand new day. The night gave you the music, the dawn will give the light. Morning will come, and everything will be alright. Everything will be alright. 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 Morning will come. I started playing when the sun went down and no one was around. Just me, 6 strings, and the kind of evening only quiet is found. I didn't plan a playlist, Didn't plan a theme or style, I just let the guitar lead me down the late night aisle. From the first star to the last chord, from the porch to the bedroom floor, every song tonight reminded me what music's really for. It's not for the numbers, it's not for the fame, it's for the 2 a.m. strangers who are feeling exactly the same. It's for the ones who can't sleep, the ones who hum and cry. Late night acoustic, it's the reason, it's the why. Late night acoustic, this is where I breathe. Late night acoustic, this is what I need. No studio, no spotlight, no production on the track. Late night acoustic, just the music and the dark. I played about the silence and the moonlight on the floor. I played about confessions and the songs I wrote before. I played about the rain that stops and washed away my fear. I played about the morning coming, knowing dawn is near. Every song was someone's midnight, someone's 3 a.m. in bed, and the guitar was the only voice that said what needed to be said. It's not for the applause, it's not for the crowd, it's for the ones who play alone and play it way too loud. It's for the fingertips and moonlight, for the whiskey and the chord. Late night acoustic, every night's a new reward. Late night acoustic, this is where I'm found. Late night acoustic, the most beautiful sound. No filter, no perfection, no pretending to be more. Late night acoustic, this is what the night is for. To every porch light serenade, to every quiet company, to every strum by strum, and every song you wrote for me, to every 1 a.m. confession in the rain that finally quit, to every unfinished song that didn't need a finish yet. This was never just about the music, it was about the space where the night and the guitar meet, and everything finds its place. Late night acoustic, thank you for tonight. Late night acoustic, everything feels right. The sun is almost up and the guitar's going home. Late night acoustic, I was never alone, I was never alone, never alone. Some songs sound better under streetlights.